Story time, story time. Hi, I'm Manuel. AA, see you in church. It's story time. I think I left you with the young girl running in. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel, leave a message, and remember to put the hand up because I always forget. Anyway, she was there with her friend, with her family and all the friends. They were there in the middle. It was an event, her birthday. And one of her friends ran in. All dirty. Her dress was torn, and it was a brand new dress. She had gotten it. She was after the man in town and knew he would be at the party. So she comes in crying. They take her in the house and ask her what happened. And she says, well, I was going to go see the witches because I found a wart on my hand. The grandmother says, those witches are not to take warts off. The witches are on the other end is to do that. Are you crazy, child? She goes, well, never got to get that far. I tripped on, I think it was a bottle. So I fell into sort of like a curvature into the wall of the cave. And something went past me quickly, but you could see, did not see I was there. Oops. She said, go on, child. Don't leave us in suspense. What came past you? Well, what came past me is the other witch that you were talking about, all clawed all over. She came into the room and she jumped towards a chair. It looked like a throne. They were 4 thrones. One throne was black, one throne was red, another throne was white, but this throne was brown, surrounded in blue. She goes, it's strange. Go on, child, tell the story, one of the elders said. She says, okay. The witch ran towards there and appeared in front of her was someone in black. She jumped away and she screamed out some words, and the one in black just laughed at her. You're funny. And we do know what you've been doing, child. And what you did it wrong. She goes, what do you mean I did it wrong? Well, to be honest, you need the blood of a fairy to make that work. Because that's a fairy spell. So if you had killed a fairy and the person had taken the fairy's heart and did what they were doing for you with the blood of that heart, you would have been able to do what you wanted to do. But you would still lose against me. She goes, how do you know that? It's because you don't know me. You don't know us. What do you mean? Well, we're not going to stop you from sitting on that throne. We don't care. Go sit on it. Let's see what you think about what happens. But wait. Wait until we sit down. I have a piece of cake. My sister has a piece of pie. And the other has an apple. A treat for each while we watch you try to become one of us. But wait until we sit. Then you walk up to the throne, sit down, and open the book. But you can only open one book, and there's only one book for you to be able to open. So feel free to try to become the Witch of Blue. So she watches them appear at their throne holding their treat. So then she walks quickly towards the throne, thinking they're going to reach and grab at her, and they didn't. She picked up the book in her hands, but it won't open. There's a lock. She goes, "Where's the key?" to them. They say, "You are the key. Open it." Mine opened, 'cause I'm a key. We're all keys. Are you a key? But remember, if you're not, we get a little treat. So she reaches and grabs at the book. She comes out with a wand and she shoots the lock with her powers, and it doesn't open. Instead, it throws her across the room. She hits a pillar, and they all laugh. And he says next, "Why don't you try again? Keep on trying till you open it. Give us a treat. Open a book." And his sister says, all in red, "Do us a favor. Don't stop till you're dead." And the sister in white turns to her and says, "Or better yet, be smart and go home before you are dead." We have your friend. That little girl, she's not my friend. Who? What little girl? Whose little girl? We're not talking about little girls. We're talking about queens. And we have a gift for you if you decide to leave. All her power. Would you like that? But remember, her power doesn't belong here. We're going to send her back powerless. Let's see if they'll let her be a queen after they find out she has no power. Fairy powers don't work here well. and thank you for the stone. A fairy stone will drag a fairy out of the woods. And it's time. Do you want to say farewell to her? She's my friend, of course I do. Okay, here she is. She wiggles her fingers and she appears all tied to a rack. Say goodbye and tell her thank you for the power. And the fairy queen says, What? Yes, we're giving her your power. She wants it. She said she did. And bye-bye. She swirls her finger. There's a tear in the fabric of the world, and they kick the rack into it, and it breaks into pieces as they see her go through it. She says, Move your wings, unless you want to die. You don't need magic to do that. And the fabric closes again. They hand her, as it floats to her, it looks like an hourglass, and they hand it to her. Said, There you go. Now you're stronger. But are you smarter? If you are, you'll leave. We don't know what you can do with that. We don't care. Maybe she gave you a book. Maybe she didn't. But she'll never beat us. And the word is us. 'Cause we're not one person. We're three. And us three can become one. We'll become so powerful, you'll no longer exist. But if you like, we can send you to the fairy world, and that magic will be perfect for you. Would you like to go to another world? The witch said, No. And keep your dog away from me. And the man says, You're the one that made the trap that kept you and him together. You thought I'd come to fight with you? Why would I do that? I don't care. You got no chances to beat me. In this world or any other. So move along, witch, and let us never see you again, 'cause if we do, you will no longer exist. Bye-bye. And they all disappeared, leaving her standing in the room. So the little girl says, So I got up. I started running as fast as I could, as silent as I could. When I got out of the cave, I continued to run home until I got here. And everyone said, Well, what happened to the other witch? She goes, I don't know. I ran. I'm not crazy. She goes, Well, I guess I am because I went there, but who cares? That was scary. They said, Did you get a look of what was in that other world? She goes, All I could see was green and sparkly gold. That's it as she went in, and then it reclosed. It was like a tear of fabric. that reseamed itself. So they all just said, whatever, and walked away. But do you believe that? I don't know. I don't. Well, I've heard other people talk about fairies, and I've seen them show videos about fairies. There was another lady there that talked about fairies that actually saw them, but that's another story because story time is over. But let me know what you think. You can subscribe to my channel, put the hi, leave me a message. Hey, even tell me a story. I'll be happy to listen. But remember, AA, see you in church.